Alright, so now in this video we're going to talk about using the math class, and we're going to use the random generator, the random method. Before I get to the actual coding part though, I wanted to take you to this docs.oracle.com, and I'm going to click on Java. Now Oracle is the one who maintains, who owns Java. We've been here before or seen it before to download our environment, our Java SDK, but here we have Java SE documentation. We're doing the standard edition, so I'm going to click on that one. Here I have my references, and I can see that there's the API reference for the Java SE version that we're running. So here is listed a complete reference manual, if you will, of all of the different things that are available to us as Java developers. There's all the syntax. A lot of times when we're putting in things in NetBeans, we'll see little drop downs with ideas on what different methods we can run and that kind of a thing. So this is a good place to come for references. And I'm stalling here because I need to actually get to math. I'm looking for math. Math. Gonna spell. Okay, here's the math. So math, in fact, is a class that we can access. We can use the math class, and that means that the math class can do things. It has properties. It has a double with an E and a pi. Pi, well, now you can tell that these are capitals, so these must be constants. So pi is a double constant that's available to you. That means that you always have access to that 3.14 by using math.pi. Okay, you see the word static here, and what static means is that you can access any of these properties or any of these methods without having to create a special instance of it, as we call, or creating a special data type for it. In other words, we don't have to do like our scanner. We do new scanner. And we'll learn more about this as we go along, but we don't have to create a special instance of anything in order to use math. We can just use it whenever we want. And we'll get more elaborate with that as we go along. But for now, just know that static means I have access to it anytime I want. I don't have to create a special object or a special instance of something. I don't have to create a special dog in order to use it. I don't have to create a special string to use it. I can use it whenever I want. And then if I scroll down a little bit further, I see here's the method I was looking for. Random does something, and random, it says, returns a double value with a positive sign greater than or equal to 0 to 1.0, and this is really important, but less than 1.0. So let me go over this a little bit more. So what that's telling us is that if I use, first of all, I can create an integer, random number equals, I don't have to use that new keyword. I can just use that word math and random. And I know that there's some errors here, but we're going to go on to this in a minute. So that means I don't have, math can just be math. I don't have to create a special variable name of type math. I can just use math because it was static, and I can use it whenever I want. Now, I'm going to pull up a calculator here because I want to kind of give you a visual for what's happening. Math random creates a number between 0 but less than 1, which means it'll never generate a 1, and it'll always generate random floating point numbers. Okay? So the highest number that it can ever create is going to be 0.9999999, for example. Okay? So what will happen is if we want to generate a number, let's say between 1 and 10, math random is only going to generate a number up to 0.9999. So if I multiply this by 10, for example, I get a number of 9.99, let's put this visual here, times 10, for example. Go back to my calculator. I get 9.999999, and I'm getting this error message because, well, first of all, it doesn't understand why I don't have a semicolon, but I'm still getting a error message because I wanted an integer that was going to be from maybe 1 to 10. And right now I'm returning a double, so I've got incompatible types. So I'm going to cast this as an int. Okay. Actually, I need to cast the whole thing as an int, so let's do this. So cast everything that you've calculated as into an int. In other words, take this value that you now created, 0.999 times 10, which gave us 9.99, and cast that as an int. Well, what happens when it's cast as an int? It'll just take the integer value and truncate the rest. And so now I've got a number between, this generates a number between 0 and 9. Okay? I can't get 10 because of this 0.999. So if I want to be between maybe 1 and 10, what if I add 1 to the entire equation? Well, now my highest number I can generate is going to be 10. Remember, the 0.999 is truncated. So 1 plus. So now by doing this, I'm getting a value between 0.99999, multiplying that by 10, so my highest value is 9.9999. It gets truncated, so I just get 9 plus 1. So my highest number is 10. My minimum number is 0 because remember in the documentation it did say it would include 0. So let's see what is that? Equal to 0 and less than 1.11. So while the math all looks kind of tricky and silly, this is why you're doing that. So this should generate a number between 1 and 10. So let's test it. Oh, I guess I have to print it. So let's do a print. System.out.print line RND NUMBER NUMBER, and let's see what we get. So now I run it and it prints a 1. I run it, prints a 6, 1, 3. See if we can ever get it to hit 10. Well, I'll let you play with it. Maybe do an infinite loop and see if it ever creates a 10. Anyway, you get the idea. So that is how we create random numbers.